Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively, we are the Office Blokes.
We are.
It's a true factual statement. Today marks the end of our Office Fat Club.
Yep.
So three months, and it has been 3 months, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And none of us have done great.
No, none of us have done anything, to be honest. Everyone's gone like, nah.
I've got it. The past week, I've just doubled down and drank so much more and eaten takeaways and things. Yeah. It's like I knew it was coming up, so I thought I'm just gonna.
I've made sacrifices. I've cut back on a lot of stuff, but I also haven't been as active as I should be.
None of us have exercised, have we?
No,
that's the main thing.
But I know I have. I know I'm definitely on a weight loss.
I've lost.
I know the scales have gone down. For sure.
Yeah.
Because I've cut out a lot of shit that I used to eat every day.
That's a good thing then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, why not?
And I feel a little bit more healthier.
I feel like shit. But anyway, to celebrate, we're going to do the 20 comfort foods from around the world.
Around the world.
Just torture ourselves with some beautiful looking, I can see melted cheese and some sort of toasted something already being dipped into
Looks like
soup
marinara.
or...
Looks like marinara sauce to me.
Yeah, tomato sauce.
This is going to be one of those videos, isn't it? Thank God I've eaten already.
I was going to say, yeah.
Let's do it then. 20 comfort foods from around the world.
Yeah.
In these stressful and uncertain times of quarantine, people from all over the world are seeking comfort in food. Comfort food can fix any bad day. It's typically high in sugar, fat, and/or salt. And the beauty of comfort food is that it varies from person to person. It's rooted in where you're from and who you grew up with. We asked 20 people from different cultural backgrounds to share what comfort food is to them. I'll start with mine. My favorite comfort food is kimchi jjigae or kimchi stew. I'm Korean American, and growing up, my mom made kimchi jjigae pretty often for dinner. My mom's kimchi jjigae has that 손맛. 손맛 in Korean means like hand taste. The best way I can describe it is my mom's special touch. Even if I try to make my mom's kimchi jjigae here in New York City, I can't get that taste because it lacks my mom's special touch. So
that looks good.
Basically, the flavors that you're getting are like spicy, salty, fatty, sour. It's
like cable ties she was putting in there.
Couldn't tell if it was mushrooms or if it was like what are the things you eat in Chinese food? The string beans.
Hares.
Dogs.
It's Korean.
I didn't say that. You said
that.
Basically everything that I crave when I'm missing my mom.
I'm Nigerian, and one of my favorite comfort foods has to be amala and okra soup. To make it, you take some yam flour and you pour it into boiling hot water, stir it up very quickly, and it gets to this nice thick consistency. From there, you portion it out to whatever size you'd like for your meal, and then you can dip it into your soup of choice. And not only is it a super tasty meal, but after you eat it, it hits you and it puts you in one of those nice food comas.
Wow.
I remember sneaking into the kitchen as a toddler and trying to tear off small pieces of amala or like the ears seeds that they put in the soup and taking it back to my playroom. So of course now, anytime that I have it, I just automatically think of home.
I'm Trinidadian.
Is that one of them where they rip a bit of it, do you think?
Yeah,
and then
it.
Seems like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
It did.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, what was it made from? Flour and water?
It was some form of, she said it was a type of flour, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure what the other part of the dish was though.
Okra.
Okra. What was in that?
Whale.
Okra.
That's okra.
Yeah.
My favorite comfort food is bacon saltfish. Bacon saltfish is a dish comprised of bake, which is dough rolled out, and a fish called bacalao. It's a salted cod that we chop up, we boil, and we saute with sweet tomatoes and sweet onions. I think it's my favorite comfort food just because it brings back a memory of my grandmother. She used to own a daycare, and whenever she was making something with dough, like bake, she would roll up little pieces of the dough and give it to the children to play with, and we would just go crazy for those little pieces of dough.
That looked good.
I kind of get why we get so much stick in this country because you got all these spices and flavours in everyone else's, and then it'd be like fish and chips.
I can't remember last time I had fish
deep
and
fried
chips.
potato with a piece of deep fried fish. I love fish and chips, but
occasionally
it's not got the spices and the sort of
No.
a lot of this is really
How
like,
many purely sort of English dishes do we actually eat though, day on day? I mean, a lot of the stuff that we eat is from other countries a lot of the time anyway, I think.
That's a fair point.
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, yeah, but then you think of all the pasta dishes you have and rice dishes and
Yeah.
curries and, you know,
I eat more Asian
Italian
food
stuff.
than I do any other cuisine.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably about 90% Asian food.
I think Italian's quite high up there for me.
Yeah.
It's same here.
What I mean by that is I eat a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza and pasta.
That one there, that
saltfish and
saltfish,
bake.
yeah. That fish, when she was stirring it, I thought it's just missing a little bit of tomato sauce, like marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Put like a nice spicy marinara in there.
Nice.
That'd be bang on that.
Yeah, it looked nice. That
My
one.
favorite Haitian comfort food is grill. Grill is fried pork shoulder that has a special cut where it has just the right amount of fat and just the right amount of skin on it. You would season it well, bake it briefly, and then fry it. So after that, it'll get that nice crispy on the outside, tender on the inside taste. I can remember being as a child, you know, at every Haitian gathering, family party, if you had grill on your plate that night, you knew it was gonna be a good night.
My comfort food has always been pastina, which is like a really unhealthy version of Italian wedding soup. It has no vegetables, it's really just pasta and meatballs. So the way that my mom makes her meatballs is really what I always crave. She does a mix of ground pork, ground beef, and ground veal. And then she adds in just 5 ingredients. So the 5 ingredients are salt, pepper, garlic powder, parsley, and cheese. It's not just like Parmesan cheese, it's always Pecorino Romano cheese. That's like the go-to key ingredient. Whenever I go home or whenever I'm like sad or sick or whatever, that's what I want my mom to make me, or that's what I like want to eat.
I'm from New York.
Where was the sauce though? It was just like pasta and meatballs, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like a soup, she said, right?
I think there was a couple of eggs thrown in there as well by the look of it.
That was in the meatballs to bind them. Though.
bind it
I
together.
don't
yeah.
like meatballs.
I like
I can't.
meatballs.
Do you know, as much as daft as this sounds, I know meatballs are very similar to burgers, like sort of thing. Only one's flat and one's round.
Yeah.
But if you give me a burger stacked on a bun with cheese and salad and all that on it, love it. You give me a burger on its own, don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
I get what you mean to a certain extent. Yeah. Sometimes things together just taste nicely. You look at it on their own as an individual entity, then it's
If you had
can be a bit different.
If you had a McDonald's patty on its own, it's disgusting.
No, I'm talking about a
But,
proper
yeah, like
burger,
a proper burger.
Well, Gator
That's-
makes their own burgers,
yeah,
sort of thing.
So that'd be
It's-
nice.
Don't like them
Wow.
on their own.
No, it's all in one.
Got to have it all together. Yeah.
Me could say just get a burger bun on its own. You won't have that on its own because it'd be like pretty tasteless, wouldn't
Even
it?
daft as
But-
this sound as well, I had loads of cheese with like salads and sandwiches and all. If you give me a piece of cheese on its own, I won't like it.
Wow.
It's too strong.
Yeah.
What about a nice baked camembert?
Not a fan of camembert.
But
But again, I have to dip the bread into it.
Yeah. Well,
do.
that's what I did the other night.
Yeah.
That was my dinner. Was a whole baked camembert, sourdough loaf that I'd toasted,
yeah.
half a loaf, and then just loads of cured meats.
Did you have
And
any
it
like
just sat-
did you have any like cranberry sauce or anything with it? Things like that. 'Cause that's what
No.
I always have some kind of like dipping sauce with it, like
cheese and
cranberry.
meat?
Yeah.
Cheese and meat.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And he has a go at me about not having sushi. Hey,
Yeah, I have sushi.
I have cheese in its own.
Weirdo.
Yeah, a bit of cheddar.
Dairy Lee.
Favorite comfort food is grilled bread.
It's such a universal thing, grilled cheese or cheese toasties.
I had
as
one
we
of those
call
over the
them.
week. It's actually from Greg's, but it's really nice.
Really?
It's like a really big one like that, but it's one of those that they heat up for
Yeah.
you. That's like cheese coming out of it like that. It's really nice.
I think
Ham
you
on
got
it as
something
well.
with it though. It's a bit bland.
That looked nice with
Yeah.
the dip. Was
Yeah.
that like some sort of tomato-ish?
Yeah, marinara.
So
It
looked
that
like
looked
it, yeah.
really nice. That.
The French have got croque monsieur and croque madames, which are similar, but then they've got them kind of like Welsh rarebit slash
Isn't one with egg and one? Oh, not egg. One with ham.
one with ham and one without.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's almost got like a bit of mustard mixed in with the cheese. It just makes it that kind of
Just a
rarebit
bit bland
flavour.
out.
Yeah.
Brown, and today we're going to talk about beef patties because that's my favorite Jamaican comfort food. Growing up, my father used to bring home like a box of beef patties, and he used to put them on the table, and it was first come first serve. And if you did not get your beef patty, you would be tight. I love beef patties because of how diverse they are. You could get a beef patty, a callaloo patty, a ackee patty, any type of patty. My family is Jamaican. They're from Jamaica. I'm American. I was born here. But when we go to Jamaica, it's over. The patties are like hot and ready. They're delicious.
I'm from New York, I'm Dominican, and my favorite comfort food is mango. Mango is basically like mashed potatoes, but instead of potatoes, it's plantains. And it's a breakfast food, so most Dominicans will eat it in the morning. Mango is typically eaten with cebollas on top, which is onions, queso frito on the side, which is fried cheese, salami, which is a type of meat, and usually like some people will get a fried egg on it. Personally, I love eggs, so I always get it on it. The reason why mango is my favorite comfort food, besides the fact that it's delicious, is because it just reminds me of being in the Dominican Republic and just like being around great weather, sunny, like just an all-around great vibe.
My comfort food.
Yeah, that looked good, but how deep is that oil when they're frying the egg in
it? Deep, right? Man. Yeah. You could swim in it, couldn't you?
Probably not.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want to. It was definitely twist on and like good full English, that one slightly, wasn't it?
Yeah,
sort of the same components, but slightly different.
Yeah.
So you got your pork, you've got your eggs.
You got your meat, you got your eggs anyway, you got potato there. Sometimes
it wasn't
fried
potato
bread.
though, was it?
Plantain.
Oh, that's what I mean. But it's that sort of maybe that type of thing.
Looked good though.
It did.
Mediterranean.
My favorite comfort food.
That looked like I went in this Iranian restaurant once and I ordered something. And she went, "Don't order that, you won't like it." And I went, "Well, I'll try it."
Yeah.
So it come and I didn't like it. It looked just like it was dead strong. It was really strong.
It looked strong there. It looked like it had been reduced
like a
to within
stew,
an
but
inch
it's
of
like
its
dark.
life.
Yeah.
Food is kanji, a type of rice porridge. It's often eaten with yao zha guai, also known as a Chinese donut. There are also many different types of kanji.
How are Chinese people not all fat if you're just eating rice and donuts? It's crazy. It doesn't look very appetizing. I'm not into like things like rice pudding and stuff like that. Kind of.
Yeah,
I agree. Same.
Had it plain with dried scallops, with preserved egg and salted pork, and just white fish. Growing up, my mom would make this for breakfast some days, and she would also make it for me when I was sick and I couldn't keep any solid foods down. My mom passed away in January of 2018, so the process of making kanji and eating it reminds me of her love, her dedication, and her patience as my mother.
I'm Mexican American, and my favorite comfort food is tamales. Every year, my grandma and her sisters get together and they all make tamales for us to eat on Christmas Eve. So it really reminds me of home and of Christmas time and of my family, so it's really special. My family makes the dish with shredded pork in a red chili sauce with green olives. Basically, right now, only my grandma and my aunts know how to make it, but they've started to teach me and my mom and my sisters how to do it, so that way we can pass it on to the next generation.
My favorite comfort food.
Oh, it's him.
Yeah.
What's the what was the kind of, was it like refried beans or something that they were spreading on it before they put the meat on it?
It looked like it, didn't it? Yeah, but I'd tell you what, Mexican food is just like, it's to die for.
They know how to do it.
Yeah,
don't
big time.
It's nice.
I don't get tired of eating Mexican food. I can go out and have Mexican food every night of the week.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying about over here. I mean, it's so popular over here, Mexican food, isn't it? Everyone loves it. Everyone goes to eat it.
The thing is, you can always mix it up a little bit. You know, there's like lots of little
Loads of
bits
different
that you
options,
can
isn't
just,
there?
anything you can just pimp up
Mix
however
and
you
match
like.
sort of thing.
Yeah, I love that
definitely.
sort of eating.
If someone says to me, "What do you can go out and have anything to eat tonight? Where do you want to go?" I always choose Mexican. If I get the choice, Mexican.
You could have like 7, 8, 9, 10 things on a burrito, couldn't you? But if you don't like all of them, it don't matter because you can put other things on it.
Just change it to
Still
something else as well.
Yeah,
It's such a variety.
What do you reckon this will be? Any ideas?
Sausage and mash.
I think it'd be something sort of really obvious. Or
Sausage, mash, and beans.
He's going to say toad in the hole based off that moustache. That was cheap, sorry. I think he's English comfort food. I don't think he's going to go.
Pie.
Maybe shepherd's pie.
Probably say bloody
Full English.
Probably say lasagna or something.
Full English. Full English.
Full English.
Full
maybe.
English could be. Yeah.
Or fish and chips.
Yep.
Food is Marmite on toast. It just has this really rich, really savoury and quite salty flavour, and it's just really comforting, especially when it's...
Tastes like fucking copper. Doesn't it?
It's just, you know what? I'm not sure whether I've had it or not.
No shit.
Yeah. Honestly. No, Marmite in general. Well, we never used to have it in our house.
Have you ever had Twiglets?
I think I probably have.
don't
Yeah,
like
it's a bit like that.
I love Twiglets, which are basically very crispy things
Sticks.
with Marmite on.
Yeah.
It's like sticks, but I hate Marmite. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
We've just never bought it. My mum never bought it in house at all.
My wife goes through like fucking 2 pots a month of it.
Really?
She loves it. Yeah, she has everything. She puts it in. She again puts Marmite in our shepherd's pie.
Right.
I can see it as a cooking.
I can see that. Yeah.
Well, you never tasted it. How can you see that?
Because it's that type of thing. It's like a yeasty type thing, isn't it? That's why.
That's exactly what it is. It's a yeast extract. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it anything like Bovril?
I don't like it. I've tried it about 3 times and I just can't get the taste. I've never tried Bovril. Don't even know. I thought it was a drink.
But it's just like gravy, Bovril. It's like stock, isn't it?
Yeah. So I used to have that all the time, though.
At the match.
Bovril. Yeah.
I used to smell it. I was like,
you're basically just drinking gravy.
Yes.
Which I'm all for.
It's beautiful.
But no, Marmite's not like that. It's got a really, it's hard to explain. It's a really peculiar.
When you watch an Altino, it took your mind off the match. So it's like this shit drink.
On some thickly buttered toast. I have very vivid memories of eating Marmite on toast, particularly when I was feeling a bit sick. I had an operation when I was 3 years old. I went under general anaesthetic. When I woke up, the nurse said, "Is there anything we can get you?" And my first request was Marmite on toast.
My favorite comfort food is gutiao, or Thai noodle soup. Thai noodle soup is the Thai equivalent of what a deli sandwich is to New Yorkers. And you can customize each gutiao order to be your own. My go-to order is gutiao pet, so duck noodle soup with senmi, which are the rice noodles that are thinner than the ones you have in pho. And I only will eat it in this one noodle shop, and I refuse to have it elsewhere because they just make it so special. And it sucks because I can't really replicate that experience in any Thai restaurant here since they don't really specialize in that.
My favorite comfort food are Colombian arepas. Arepas are cornmeal patties. They're typically made with salt, water, and masarepa. This is my favorite comfort food because when I was a kid, my dad and I did not have matching schedules at all. So by the time we would get home, I was already sleeping and we wouldn't see each other till the weekend. And at the weekends, our favorite family time activity was to make arepas. It was also the first meal I learned how to make. So we'd gather in our tiny kitchen, mold them together, put it in a stovetop, and then once they were ready and hot, my dad would put butter on top, sprinkle it with a little bit of cheese, and it was delicious, and it's still one of my favorite meals.
My favorite comfort food is Puerto Rican pasteles de yuca. In Spanish, we call it a masa. It's like a doughy kind of thing that has you can put stuff in it. So you can put meat, chicken, you can put vegetables. They wrap it around a banana leaf and then they boil it. And we make them in bulk. It takes 2 to 3 days to make. It's my favorite comfort food because my aunts and my mom, they sit around, we talk, and they're making this dish that is so reminiscent of our Puerto Rican culture.
My comfort food is lahmacun. It's a thin flatbread, almost like pizza, that's enjoyed in and around the Middle East. It's typically made by taking small dough balls and flattening them into really thin pieces, and then it's topped with beef or lamb, some vegetables and spices, and then it's cooked in the oven for just a few minutes. My family and I typically buy a dozen or so of them from Armenian bakeries or grocery stores here in LA because they make them really tasty.
I've had that before. It's
looks nice.
I've had it before.
Looks really tasty.
I do think a lot of Middle Eastern food is similar to Mexican food in the sense that I could eat it all the time. It's just like
so there's a bit of spice
Lebanese
involved, isn't there? I think.
Yeah, it's just such a selection of flavours and things together that you'd never get bored of.
Yeah,
Like if you go to Yara in Alti, there's hundreds of things you can order.
There's loads of Levantine restaurants that have come about over the last few years around here, sort of thing.
Definitely growing.
But you go market. When I lived in the Middle East, you go to any of the bakeries like that. The bread selections they serve is just ridiculous. So you do it now. Go on go Russian down the Curry Mile around there. And go into one of the bakeries there and it's cheap. They sell it for 29p.
Really?
It's dead cheap.
I've done it with all the desserts. The kind of proper sweet diabetes-inducing desserts that they've got in the bakeries are unbelievable.
Bakeries are really good.
Comfort food is ají de gallina. It's a spicy chicken mixture that my grandma used to make all the time. A yellow pepper that's found in Peru. Ají amarillo is mixed with, you saute some onions, then you're gonna add some chicken broth, milk, and crackers or bread. It's a nice little paste sauce. And then with some boiled chicken that you shredded. Ají de gallina reminds me of just Peru in general, living there. My grandfather had 50, 80 chickens, and my grandma would just grab one and it would be fresh.
I'm British Pakistani, and my favorite comfort food is a dish called aloo ki tarkari. The reason I love this dish so much is because it's a curry. It's very carby as opposed to one with lots of gravy. My mum usually adds to it aloo, potatoes, mirch, chili, namak, salt, haldi, turmeric, and then she adds something called panch pran, which is a blend of 5 spices. You blend the spices, you fry them, you add your chopped up potatoes, add water, boil the water off and let the potatoes break up. It's really heartwarming, very flavoursome.
Looks good.
And it also reminds me of coming home from school and cooking with my mum. Learning to cook with my nanny, my mum's mum, who passed away a few years back.
My two
good vegetarian options and things like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't go for potato style dishes when they get Indian food, because I think a lot of people just don't understand it's a thing. But there's a lot of little side dishes like that that are really nice.
That sounded really nice.
I used to frequent a vegetarian Indian restaurant in New Jersey. And it was really empty at the time. It wasn't a big thing to go in the Indian there. And the woman there, she used to pack me up like 3 different containers for my lunches.
Nice.
And send me on my way, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But all them are vegetarians. So you get a lot of potato dishes, like spinach dishes and things like
chickpea curries and things like that as well. Which,
delicious.
Yeah, I had this big platter in Withington recently, and no, it was in Levenshulme, sorry, at an Indian, and it was everything, and there was like a meat curry and a chickpea curry. By far the tastiest was the chickpea curry.
It's
and
good.
If I went there again, I'd order that over ordering like a lamb or a chicken.
Really?
Or it was unbelievable.
High praise, huh?
Favorite Brazilian comfort foods are cheese bread and feijoada. For cheese bread, there's definitely not an occasion. It's just everywhere, all the time. You can eat it at any time of the day. It's without a doubt the food that I miss the most because it's just the perfect snack. Feijoada is basically a giant black bean soup. It's definitely something that I grew up eating, and it's very iconic in Brazil. Almost everyone eats it.
My favorite comfort food has to be full, which is fava beans. And it's usually served hot. And it's really easy to make, so that's why we make it all the time. It contains tomatoes, onions. Some people put tahini in it. We put in it a lot of spices. Usually people eat it with pita bread. It's my favorite comfort food because over the summer my grandpa would make it for breakfast a lot, so I'd wake up and it would be there. So it reminds me a lot of home.
As social beings, social distancing may not be easy. Let's do what we can and make the most of it by enjoying our favorite comfort foods.
Alone.
Yeah, that one looked nice as well, actually.
I'm not sure for breakfast though.
Oh no, I was going to say 1 or 2 of them said I'd have it for breakfast.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no, it's wrong.
Yeah, I struggle to eat till about lunchtime.
Yeah, same here. But I think during the day, the evening, that one again looked nice. Yeah, I like the ingredients going into that.
A lot of them were very carb heavy, and I'm guessing that's why it's the comfort food.
Yeah,
because you get sleepy after a lot of carbs, don't you?
Yeah,
I love trying different cuisines from around the world, don't me?
Yeah, so
as many as you can. You know what I mean? Different things.
That gives you some good ideas, doesn't it? Watching videos like that.
There's so much variety out there and so many different flavours that my upbringing was quite sheltered food wise.
Yeah, same.
I never ate chili until I was about 14. I think was the first time I ate chili. And like we had a Chinese occasionally.
Yeah.
Didn't really get Indian food very often until I was a bit older. And then you start getting exposed to all these other flavours like Thai and Indian and Mexican and stuff. It's like there's so much food out there. There's so many different flavours. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's good that. Yeah,
excellent.
Hope you guys enjoyed it too. Don't forget like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.